Is your family tree looking more like a circle than an actual tree? Well, you're going to love this video. Hi, my name is Janelle, and today we're going to be talking about the FLDS cult of Tom Green. Now, I'm not sure if it's actually a cult by definition, as I really don't want to get that wrong, but whatever it is, the situation, it's very manipulative and it's deranged. This is one of the most disgusting, jaw-dropping cases I have ever seen. And personally, I'm not a very religious person, so if I do get any details in this video wrong, I do apologize. Also, there is a big difference between FLDS and LDS. FLDS practices polygamy, even though the religion banned it in the 1890s. And honestly, the sources out there are kind of confusing. Some people said that he was an FLDS Mormon. Some people say he was just independent that had similar beliefs to Mormonism. And if you want to watch the whole documentary, the full video will be in the link in the description for your unenjoyment. So in this documentary that takes place in 1999, Tom has 6 wives.
This is the home of Tom Green and his 6 wives: Linda, Shirley, June, Leanne, Carrie, and Hannah.
In this documentary, we see Tom's first wife, Linda. Guess how old she was when she first married Tom?
I am 28.
And when did you get married to him?
I was married when I was 14.
14!
Tom was 35. I had my parents' permission.
35 years old. And thank goodness she had her parents' permission. Then we have the second wife, Shirley, who got married to Tom when she was 15 years old. And then the interview asked who Tom married after her.
And who did Tom marry after you?
Tom married my mother after me.
What? Her own biological mother. So here we have June, who is a former wife whose sister also got married to Tom. And even though she's a former wife, she still lives at the residence, if you want to call it that.
Things just went from there. I thought that he was strange because he was an outsider when he came. Maybe that's why I fell in love with him, because he was different. I don't know.
You don't know why you fell in love with him? When you get married to someone, I'm not a marriage expert, but from my understanding, you love every little thing about them. You love their every flaw, and you know why you marry that person. She doesn't know why she fell in love. She doesn't know. How can you not know? And the fact that she says that, it just makes everything seem a lot worse. Leanne is his third wife, who met Tom after her mother married him. Yeah, as you can see, a lot of overlapping in the family tree.
So you were Tom's stepdaughter?
Yes, I was. I didn't see him as a father figure for very long. I think I fell in love with him right away.
Do you see how uncomfortable that laugh was? And the way she said, I didn't see him as a father figure for long. How disgusting is that? I can't imagine a single human being being okay with this. And then we have the fourth wife, Carrie, who got married to Tom almost immediately.
Be your wife.
How young she
From
looks.
the time that we first kissed till the time we were married, it was about 2 days.
2 days! Sorry. So here we have the fifth wife, Hannah, and what she is about to say is going to make your stomach turn.
Reached over and took hold of my chin and then kissed me. It was very nice.
And how long was that after your sister Carrie had married him?
2 or 3 weeks.
2 to 3 weeks! The way that she describes those sensual things with a little girl, a teenager. I have no words. So before Tom and Hannah got married, apparently Carrie and Tom had a wedding reception. And Carrie wanted Hannah to also marry Tom. And look at this picture. Do you see these children? these children getting married to a 35-year-old man at the time. How is this even possible? But trust me, it gets worse.
Backseating. And it just came up. I was looking at his eyes, and I just loved his eyes. And I said, I want my children to have eyes like yours. And he says, I know how we can make that possible.
You see how predatory that is? How disgusting that is. This literal child, this teenager, it's like, I want my kid's eyes to look like yours. And he says, I know how to make that happen. What? What? In this documentary, you want to know how old Tom is? He's 51 years old. And he's still looking for more wives. Not women, girls.
He now has 26 children aged 12 years and under living at Greenhaven.
26 at that time. And Camper, I'm trying to record a video. Do you need some love? Come here. Do you have any words? Oh, okay, that's all. And that was your daily dog break for the day. Thank you for tuning in for that session. So, where was I before I was rudely interrupted? So, after this documentary, he had 35 kids. 35. And I think like 56 grandchildren or something. Insane.
When I first saw this property, I hated it. It was ugly. It was dry and barren and brushy. And I wanted someplace beautiful and pretty.
He then states that this whole property is the only thing that he could afford.
In time, we'll have these homes parked in a circle all the way around here. And all this in the middle will be lawn and trees and flowers with little benches to sit on and a playground for the children.
Yeah, it seems a lot more like daydreaming once you watch the whole video. You can see a lot of empty promises like this. The interviewer then asks why did he marry his wives so young? And what he is about to say is going to make your stomach turn. Churn? Is it churn? I think it's churn.
So why you choose to marry the wives so young?
I've married the wives that I have because those are the wives that God brought to me and informed me that these are the girls that I should marry.
Oh, he informed.
These girls wanted to marry me and demonstrated their extremely rare quality of being capable of handling the responsibilities at such an early age. You know, a lot of people have criticized me soundly for marrying young girls, and I agree that there's hardly any girls of that age that are ready for marriage, but these girls were.
He's clearly trying to paint his side of the story as not immoral. He says a lot of young girls, like teenagers, are not ready for marriage. Oh, but these select few, they're totally ready. He clearly knows that children are not ready for marriage, but uses religion to make an excuse to get his way, and this really tarnishes religion.
These girls have demonstrated that they really were not too young because they have succeeded in building a successful relationship in a marriage, which people sometimes twice their age or more have not been able to do.
So then one of the wives explains that each wife has their own trailer. And again, it talks about renovation projects that really do just sound like daydreaming.
Wives have a trailer where they have a bedroom in it. And this is where mine is. This is a kitchen, which is going to be turned into a walk-in closet. And we'll put a wall, and it'll isolate itself from my bedroom, which is right here. And it used to be a living room. It's now my large bedroom. This is where I spend my evenings when I'm not with Tom. And Tom has his own bedroom, and each of his wives spend their nights there.
Then Tom shows off his bedroom and how he spends time with all of his wives.
I spend all my nights here. Each wife comes here according to their own schedule and spends their time with me. The only furniture I really have in here is my armoire. You may notice there's 7 drawers, so there's room for 2 more wives there if things happen that way.
Things happen that way. Then Tom tells us all of the names of his children.
Linda has Melvin, and then Johnny, and then Lauren, and then Philip, and then Rebecca, and Rosanna. And those are Linda's 6.
And then this goes on for another minute.
All of us try to get pregnant at the same time. because we really like having children at the same age, close together, like 4 or 5 of them. And we've managed to do that several times. We're down to an E team now, starting from A, and every one of those teams are just unique in their own little way, and it's a lot of fun to have teams.
She says teams like it's a freaking soccer match. Then one of the wives talks about intimacy and how it's their choice if they want to be intimate with Tom or not, and how he's not taking advantage of them. May I remind you that they got married? Then it's Hannah's birthday.
How old are you, Hannah? How old are you now?
22.
22! That's...
The Green family have barely £30,000 a year to feed, clothe and house
Wow.
all 33 of them.
And just so you know, that's about $40,000 in USD with today's rates. In this economy, that's not even enough for one person. And so you can imagine, I don't even know how he stretched that amount of money with all of those children. That's insane. Then for the night's entertainment, they go on a fake safari.
Okay, everybody. Get your gun. Put your gun on your shoulder. Okay. Got your binoculars? Put those on. Now, open the door careful. Look outside. Is it all clear?
No.
Yep. All clear? Okay. Let's go down the path.
Our nights are scheduled on a rotational basis. It's not up to Tom at all. It is left up to the wives. And we have all decided together that if it's just one right after another and in turn, then it would be a lot simpler to keep track of and also to help deal with, jealousy. And when it is our night with Tom, it is totally up to the woman to initiate whether or not she wants to be intimate with him or not.
Again, they're really trying to state that it's their choice.
Through the tall grass. Quiet, Misty. Oh, here's a tall tree. Let's climb it real slow. Keep
So much
climbing.
fun.
Don't climb it fast.
Now, this next part is really heartbreaking. The interviewer asked one of the wives what it was like on their wedding night. And again, this is really going to make your stomach turn. And if you have any history with sexual abuse, this may not be the video for you.
Of course, I have to say he was experienced. So he taught me and explained things. And one thing that he did is he would draw on my belly where what? That green one. Forget that part.
He would what?
Explain.
Look how uncomfortable
this
she is.
Okay, let's not do this part.
What, he'd draw on your belly and tell you where a baby would be?
Well, how it works, actually. Like where the uterus is, where the ovaries are.
What?
And would explain. Just explain to me the reproductive system of the female.
Listen, if you are going to be intimate with someone and you have to explain their own reproductive system to them, they are way too freaking young, and this is absolutely disgusting, and I don't know how he got away with this for so long. And you can see how clearly uncomfortable she is with this topic. Then the wife, whose mother is also married to Tom, explains why it's not weird and it's simply just part of their religion. And this mother and daughter here, they had babies on the same exact day. They both delivered 2 baby boys.
It was natural.
And what was it like to have 2 baby boys on the same day by the same man and be mother and daughter yourselves?
And she was real mad at me. Yeah, because I was first. I was going to have the firstborn. And
Oh yeah, that's so funny that you gave birth after your mother. Oh, what a competition you lost, my dear. I'm really uncomfortable with this.
And I just moved over. She had hers the same spot I had mine.
And they were both Tom's children.
Yes,
Yeah.
they were.
What were your boys' relationships to each other?
They were brothers to themselves, and they were sons to us, and they were also, her child was my brother,
Whoa.
and my child was her grandson.
What?
So it's, I think that there's about every relation you can have.
And you're okay with that? You think that's fine? The interviewer asked Tom if he has time to attend all of his children.
I don't have enough time to attend to my children. I know that I'm in over my head, but I'm also convinced that we can make the time.
So he knows that he has too much on his plate to attend to every single child, but at the same time he's convinced that he can somehow make the time? Like, where? Are you just gonna pull some time from the time continuum and bring it back to you so you can get some free extra time with your kids? No! That's not how that works. You can't make more time if you don't have enough time already. He then talks about how he struggles to cover the basic necessities and how natural disasters and other things hold them back from officially settling in. The interviewer then asks, why has Tom done this to himself? And honestly, I have the same question.
What we're doing is a very key and elemental part of our religious belief. And it's tremendously challenging, and commensurately, it's tremendously rewarding. If it wasn't challenging, it wouldn't be just and fair to pour out the kind of rewards and blessings that we receive.
Then one of the wives is asked what her dreams are for this place. Keyword, dream.
What's your dreams for this place?
We'll have a great big grassy area for the children to play on, and a covered sand area where they won't get so sunburned, and a waterfall. And
Waterfall?
we'll have a skating rink.
A skating rink?
And in the wintertime, it'll be an ice skating rink.
An ice skating
Pour
rink.
the
in
ice over
winter.
the cement, and there'll be a fireplace in the center, and it might be covered. And self-sufficient. Everything we need to be self-sufficient. Granaries and cows for milk, and make our cheese and yogurt and butter, and horses to go explore everywhere with the different teams. Take different teams at a time and go explore.
If you ever wondered what the word delusion looks like, you do not need a dictionary. It's right here. So you may be wondering, what does Tom do to try to keep everyone alive? And to answer that question, it's nothing. He doesn't do anything. He makes all of his wives do all of the work. They sell magazine subscriptions door to door. And they are so far out in the middle of nowhere that it's an 8-hour trip. And I believe that's 8 hours both ways, or if not 4 hours each way. And with how expensive gas is, I could never.
Now we'll have you divide up as we usually do. Work towards each other. I'll be working elsewhere.
You'll have to take us around. Let us figure out where we're going.
We're not going to need much. We'll just do this one section right over here.
Keep up to me.
Now, you may be wondering why they brought some of the children along. And that's because they find more success if they bring the children with them. How pathetic is that?
Area where they deliver the TV guide right to you through the mail each week. And as an incentive to get the route set up, they're offering what they call a 198 special. What that is.
Leanne and Hannah managed to sell only one subscription, earning another £80 for the family, enough to
Oh my
feed them for 3
gosh.
more days.
In the other clip, he says that Tom will be working elsewhere, but clearly you can see that he's just standing there, just watching all of his wives do the work. Like a loser. Then one of the wives states that Tom is hoping to get another wife, and all the other wives are just so excited. And how could he possibly want another wife when they're already financially struggling? Does he get like a weird high from marrying a new girl, not woman, girl? Or does just he want another employee?
I think it's very exciting because it's going to be a new friend, you know?
A new friend? You can see all of these women previously married as girls are being taken advantage of in every way possible, including being devoid of social interactions to the point where they get excited for a new wife because it's someone else to talk to.
This is my courting shirt. I bought it 2 weeks ago so that when Candace comes to visit, I could look nice. My wives all told me, get something nice so that you'll make an impression.
Sure they did.
Candace.
It really tickles me that my wives are concerned about me making a good impression on her because they like her and they hope that she'll choose to join our family. But Candace's father is my adopted son. It's a religious relationship that we have. And though we've known Candace since she was young, it's only lately, in fact, after she turned 16, that she began to show an interest in the family in a different way than she had before. She's begun to flirt with me a little, and
oh my god!
It's kind of fun.
Wow, imagine being 51 years old and thinking that it's okay for a 16-year-old to flirt with you. And then Tom's adopted son is her father? Like, what is this onion with all of these layers? And the fact that he has a courting shirt? Then one of the wives talks about how they're seeing Tom in the clouds, falling in love again. And then the interviewer asks this.
Are you allowed to fall in love with anyone else?
No. I mean, am I allowed to fall in love with anyone else? No, we believe that a woman should only be involved with one man and love one man, and that's how it should be.
The way that she said, "Am I allowed to fall in love with anyone else?" makes me think that she's letting Tom control her. Like he's having all the wives he can get, like a game of Pokemon.
Who are you?
What do you want me to say?
Well, tell us where you live, how many brothers and sisters you've got, how old you are.
Okay. I'm Candace McKinley, and I live in Manti, that's central Utah, and I have 13 brothers and sisters, and I'm 16.
When she's 17, then I would be able to take her as a wife without having serious problems with the law, even though this lifestyle is still illegal here in Utah. This girl's quite mature, quite capable, and she has a personality where she smiles all the time, and it's really fun to be around her.
Yeah, it's so much fun. The thrill of the hunt, getting a girl to marry you. You can see just how awkward this poor teenager is. And he's saying how very capable she would be of marriage. Now look, I am not good at deciding if someone is ready for marriage or not, but clearly this poor girl isn't. She's giggling uncontrollably, and she's just not mature. And I'm not saying that to offend her, she just isn't ready. And may I add that your brain doesn't generally fully develop until you're 25. And the fact that he's like, oh, maybe this next wife, I'll try to be a little more careful and wait until she's 17 so I can legally marry her. Even though in Utah, polygamy is illegal.
Say Tom is falling in love with another woman, then I guess we're all going to have to deal with a sort of sense of jealousy watching him fall in love again. But at the same time, we are all involved in this new relationship. At the same time, when he is building a relationship, so are we. It just makes you feel good inside, knowing that he's falling in love again and that we're going to have an addition to our family. Someone that's going to have more children and new relationships. It's exciting.
She is so deep into all of this, and it's soul crushing having to explain why she isn't jealous. And a lot of times when you are trying to defend something so hard, you are most likely guilty of that thing, and in this case, guilty of jealousy. And here is another disgusting part. The interviewer asked, what does Tom have to offer these girls? Not women, girls.
More likely question may be, what does a young girl have to offer me? Yes, she can give me children, but there are lots of young girls that can give me children. These wives have all given me children. Whatever a young girl has to offer me, I already have. I can't think of much at all that a young girl could offer me that I don't already have with the wives I have. What can I offer her? The same thing that these ladies have gotten. That's this family.
Holy crap. You can see that a lot of times when an interviewer asks a question, he likes to flip it around. And you can also see a contradiction here. He states that a lot of women, girls can give him children. And in this religion, you get married before having kids. But in the beginning of this documentary, he was saying how only a small handful of girls are ready for marriage. So if only a tiny portion of girls can get married, how can many girls have children for him? Absolutely disgusting that he thinks that a woman's girl's main purpose is to have children. How diminishing.
When I married Tom, he had children my age.
What?
So it was a little different. They'll probably won't they probably won't mother them like the other mothers will, but I think that they could respect them and they could be friends.
Red flag alert. Okay, when she married Tom, he had children the same age as her. Was he an issue with this? And she's even saying how new mothers won't mother the same because they're probably not ready to be mothers. They're too immature. So then we have the eldest son, Mel, who is 12 years old. And he talks about how he has a girlfriend and how all of his brothers are teasing him. You think, oh, that's so cute. Wrong! His girlfriend is Candace, the same girl that his father is trying to marry.
I only got this picture. She gave it to me. Her name's Candace.
Not only is a 12-year-old and a 16-year-old dating wrong, but then adding the father into the mix, and it's just, what even is this? I cannot convey my emotions right now. And you know what? Let's make everything worse. Here is what Tom would do if he was to marry a new girl.
If I do marry a young wife again, I would restrict her authority over the older children until such time as I felt that she had the experience and the maturity to effectively supervise them.
So a girl is mature enough to marry and bear children for you, but is not old enough to supervise your older children? The math ain't mathin' here, buddy. Then the interviewer asked him what he thinks about facing charges for marrying girls so young.
And how would I respond to that?
Yeah.
For about 95% of the recorded history of man, girls got married when they were ready to have babies physically.
The reason why, back then, why people had kids so young is because they died young, okay? It's because there was diseases everywhere, and also there was no sex education. There was barely any education, period, and the fact that you are using this to validate why you marry girls so young is disgusting.
I think God had a design there. And I think if it's a mistake for a girl to get married when she's able to conceive children, then the mistake is God's for making them able to be mothers long before they were ready. It's not God who made them physically able to have children before they were mentally able to handle it that's at fault. It's our societies, our Western societies, that stopped preparing young men and women for the responsibilities of a family and began shifting that to preparing them to go to work in the workplace.
For a man who thinks he's smart, he is stupid and disgusting. I know I use the word disgusting a million times in this video, but I just cannot say it enough. I am no doctor, but when a girl gets her period, It's not because she's ready to become a mother, it's because her body is physically changing. She's physically growing up. And to take advantage of that is disgusting. And the fact that he blames society for wanting children to get an education and to go into a workforce, you can see how controlling he is. And anyone who makes the statement that girls who get their period are ready to become mothers is predatory. Just because you have the potential to be a parent doesn't mean you should be one. This monster did go to jail in 2001. And you want to know for how many years? 6 years! 6 measly years! And I think we can all agree that that is not enough for all the damage he has caused. And then he died a few years ago in 2021 from COVID. And all I can say is I hope he gets what he deserves. This was one mentally exhausting video to make because every corner I would just, hey, what's something else disturbing? Also, I've been reading the comments on some other videos about Tom Green, and a lot of people can agree that what he did is unforgivable. But there are some people think that he had a righteous, fulfilling life. Some talked about the experiences they had with Tom and how great of a holy man he was. And if you are one of those people defending him, get off of my channel. You are not welcomed here. We do not support marrying 13-year-olds. Anyways, thank you so much for all of your support. My last 2 videos have done really well on my channel. So if you could help me with my YouTube journey, I would really appreciate anything you do, like subscribing, liking, commenting, anything to help with the algorithm. And if you have any ideas for new videos, I would love to hear your thoughts, and I will see you next time. Mwah!